All right, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually a massive part of our daily lives already. We're talking about artificial intelligence.
So, let me just ask you this straight up. How many times do you think you've used AI just today? Now, you might be thinking, zero, but I'm willing to bet that the real number is way, way higher. Let's just run through a couple of super common examples and you'll see what I mean. Okay, think about last night. Did you find yourself binge watching a show? You know that feeling when the streaming service just knows exactly what to recommend next? That perfect movie you didn't even know existed? Well, that's AI. It's in the background, analyzing everything you watch to predict what you're going to love next. Or how about your commute? When you're driving and your navigation app suddenly tells you to take a different exit to dodge a massive traffic jam you didn't even see coming? That's not magic, right? That is a super powerful AI crunching a ton of real-time data to make the absolute best decision for you right then and there. And get this, even just unlocking your phone, the way it recognizes your face in a split second, whether you're in bright sunlight or a dark room, even if you just got a new haircut, yep, that is another perfect, totally seamless example of AI just doing its thing in our everyday lives. Okay, so it's pretty clear this stuff is everywhere, but what is artificial intelligence, really? When we get down to it, we've got to separate the Hollywood fantasy from what's actually happening in the real world. At its most basic level, AI is all about building computer systems that can do things that normally require human smarts. Things like understanding what we're saying, recognizing what's in a picture, or even making a decision. And here's the key thing to remember. It's not about creating a conscious being. It's about creating capability. It's about a machine being able to do something. I mean, we've all seen the movies, right? The self-aware robots, the evil, all-knowing supercomputers trying to take over the world. But the reality of AI today, it's a lot more practical. Think of it less like a single all-knowing brain and more like a whole toolbox of specialized tools. Each one is absolutely brilliant at one thing, like analyzing data or finding patterns, so it can perform a very specific job with mind-blowing efficiency. So, the big question is, how do these machines actually get so good at what they do? The secret sauce isn't magic, it's data. And I mean a ton of data. Here's a great way to think about it. It's kind of like teaching a toddler what a cat is. You don't give them a textbook definition, right? No, you just show them picture after picture after picture of cats, until eventually their brain just clicks. It figures out the pattern. Machine learning is basically that same idea, just on an absolutely massive scale. And this whole learning process can usually be broken down into 4 main steps. Step 1, you feed the machine a ridiculous amount of data. Images, text, numbers, you name it. Step 2, an algorithm gets to work sifting through all that data to find patterns and connections. Then, step 3, based on those patterns, it makes a prediction. It takes an educated guess, like, hey, I think this email is spam. And finally, step 4, and this is the really important part, it gets feedback. Was it right? Was it wrong? It learns from that feedback and adjusts itself so it does better next time. It's this constant loop of trying, getting feedback, and improving. Now, here's something that's super important to get. Not all AI is created equal. I mean, there's a world of difference between the kind of AI we have right now and the stuff that scientists and researchers are dreaming about for the future. So pretty much every single AI you've ever used is what we call artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI for short. Just think of it as a specialist. It's a total genius at one specific thing, whether that's playing chess, recommending music, or spotting fraud. But the future goal, the sort of holy grail of AI research, is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And that would be an AI that could understand, learn, and apply its smarts to pretty much any problem, just like a person can. And that right there really shows you the main difference. AI is a world champion at its one job, but it's totally inflexible outside of that narrow lane. For instance, the AI that can beat the best chess player on the planet has absolutely no idea how to tell you if there's a cat in a picture. It's just not what it does. AGI, on the other hand, would be super adaptable and flexible, but for right now, it's purely theoretical. It doesn't exist yet. So knowing that distinction leads us to the really big question, what's next? You see, as these specialized ANI tools get more and more powerful, and as they start connecting with each other, they have this incredible potential to help us solve some of humanity's biggest problems. We're talking everything from curing diseases to fighting climate change. But at the same time, they also bring up some huge, important questions that we really need to start thinking about. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, is that AI is not some futuristic fantasy anymore. It's here. It's a powerful tool that is already woven into the very fabric of our world, and it's changing everything about how we live and work. Honestly, understanding this stuff is not really optional anymore. And that kind of leaves us with one last big idea to chew on. At the end of the day, we're the ones feeding these systems all their data. We're the ones designing the algorithms that they run on. So, as AI gets smarter and more capable, the truly important question isn't just what can it do? It's what should we be teaching it? What kind of values, what kind of priorities are we building into the intelligence that's going to shape our future? Definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.